Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I learned something while reading this article from Russia Today and learning about an Estonian MP or MEP, and he's a young 32-year-old guy, politician, and he claims that Ukrainian man in the European Union who avoided or left the country illegally when the war broke out are cowards. All right, so let's look at this article from Russia Today, and this comes from an Estonian politician. So Russia Today, January 16th, 2024. Ukrainian men in the European Union are, quote-unquote, cowards. Estonian MEP, this person right here. And I have some information on Estonia, a map, so to show you more about Estonia and about this person. His name is Jaak Madison or Madison. That's not an Estonian name, but hey, what do I know, right? Bloc members must help Kiev send draft dodgers to the front lines, Jaak Madison has said. So he is for extradition. So whomever feels safe in the European Union and their draft dodgers should be picked up from the streets or from the home or from the works and back fight the Russians. Nearly 800,000 military-aged men have illegally fled Ukraine to the European countries to avoid a conflict with Russia, and it's up to the EU to help return them to the front lines, Estonian MEP Jaak Madison said on Tuesday. Jaak being Jack. Now, speaking at the European Parliament, Madison said that when Ukrainian President Zelensky visited Tallinn last week, he made it clear that Kiev needs a lot of men, and it has already lost thousands of troops in a conflict with Russia. He claimed that there are currently hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian men living in Europe who illegally, quote-unquote, fled when the fighting with Russia broke out in February 2022. The Estonian official called the men cowards, insisting that the EU should help Kiev get them back, as well as providing it with additional military aid to, and I'm quoting, they will not die in Ukraine. So they will not die in Ukraine. Estonian Prime Minister, however, said on Sunday that Tallinn does not intend to deport any Ukrainian nationals of military age, explaining that the European Union had given these people temporary protection and would not agree to send them back to Ukraine. She added that if Kiev wants them to return, it must convince them to do so. So who is this guy? So first let's go to see the Estonia. All right, let's go to Estonia. Estonia is a country in Europe, and I'm going to show you a map and some interesting facts about Estonia, because maybe you heard about Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia, the Baltic states, with a total population of, brace yourselves, 6.1 million people. Okay, but they're very verbal. They want to fight the Russians with the American troops. All right, Estonia. Here is Estonia. We find that Estonia, I'm going to go to the right here, focus on this. Ethnic groups. The first thing that you should look at is 67.8 Estonians and 22.0 Russians. So they have a 22% Russians in Estonia. What does that mean? That means that if Estonia mistreats them, Russia will fuck them up as they're doing right now in Ukraine. So be a little bit more or nicer to the Russians. But isn't Estonia the ones, or Latvia, the ones to kick the Russians who don't speak Latvian out, or Estonian? One of these two. Anyway, I'm not going to look into that. You can do that. Nevertheless, religion. No religion. 58.4% no religion. Now that for me scored a point. Now government. Prime Minister Kaja Kallas is what's her name? Kallas. What's the first name? The opera singer. Man, I can't remember her first name. Kallas. Anyway, so independence. Now population 1.373. So 1,373,101. Right, that's in 2024 estimate. That's the population of this country. They're doing very well as a GDP, and doing okay. And let's look at Maria Callas. The Maria Callas, the opera singer in the what 60s, 70s. This is the European map of Europe. Estonia, because it's so big, you can see it from right where you are. No, you can't. It's this poop color right here in the north. These are the Baltic states right here, the three: Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. This is Russia. This is Belarus. This is Ukraine. So this is the great country of Estonia, right there, with 1.3 million people. They're gonna do what? And let's go to see who this Jack Madison is, shall we? And here he is, right there. He is a 32-year-old right here. Hey, he's born in 22nd of April, 1991. 22 of April, that's not good. You're too close. Very close. He's 32 years of age. Now, something that I see here is that he is from the Conservative People's Party of Estonia. And I read certain things here about him before I started this video, and I kind of like him because he said certain things. And I'll let you read those and his controversies. Now here, Madison believes that mass immigration does not affect Estonia. Now, how can you be a conservative saying that? That means he's on the payroll of someone else if you do that. Now he does something else. If you read social issues, he is a conservative. I don't know what that is over there. It says that he's against the legalization of sex. Right, beep, beep. And you have controversy. I let you read that when he talks about some people. All right, here is, my friends. These guys are cowards if they don't return. Well, things are, I think, more complicated than that, more sophisticated, more, how should I put it? It's not that easy. People don't run from war just because they're afraid to fight. It matters who you fight for and what you fight for. So I'm guaranteeing you a lot of those people, the Ukrainians that left, did not leave just because they're cowards. Some of them are. We are afraid. We have our own limitations. That's one. And the other one is some people might have left because they don't want to, let's say, fight the Russians, per se. Second, maybe they didn't want to fight for the interests that create problems and there's a war over there. Maybe some of them did not want to fight for specifically Zelensky, Zhmyhal, Reznikov, and Yermak for Ukrainians. Okay, so that's many aspects that could, and this is just a few, that could convince someone, determine someone to say, you know what, I'm not going to go and fight. Not only being a coward. Yeah, some are. Some, we are afraid of things. Courage comes when you're afraid of doing something and you do it nevertheless. Being afraid, not when you're reckless. So here it is. What do you think? The Europeans will give the Ukrainians back to Zelensky and Al Capone to use against destroying Russia? Well, I don't think they will have time. I think this garbage in Ukraine will probably end before they will have time to grab them. And how are you going to enforce that? You get the brown shirts to pick them up. We get the what? The NKVD. We got the FBI. You like the connection? Or CIA. Or the German police. And I'm not going to Stasi with the Eastern Europe, Eastern German secret police. I want to go to the federal German police, federal Germany, not. Here is, my friends, cowards. I don't think so. Some of them are, but things are more diversified. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.